So today we're gonna talk about some Reddit questions or some Reddit thoughts, some Reddit sayings, whatever you wanna call them. It's gonna be about Reddit things, and we're gonna go through the stoicism subreddit. And I found a pretty interesting question or statement, or actually kind of both. I spent years of therapy trying to change my way of thinking to no avail. One day I overheard someone saying, "It is what it is," and suddenly everything made sense. I experienced a huge perspective shift. So, what phrase had a similar effect on you? And I'm actually very looking forward to seeing what people are saying. The first one, there is them that give a fuck and there is them that don't. Some bloke in Lancashire, or however you pronounce that. And yeah, you know, there is people that give a fuck about things, and there is people that really don't. And then there's people that gave a fuck when it wasn't their turn to give a fuck. Yeah, quite, Why should I give a fuck about some things that I shouldn't give a fuck about? But yeah. I had a profound shift with two specific quotes. There is a marked before and after in my life after both these moments. We cannot choose our parents, but we can choose whose children we become. By Seneca. Years and years of therapy and huge effort on my part to heal/overcome did not help as much as this one line. I have criminals for parents and do not share their proclivities. And the other is from Epicurus, not a Stoic, but a very Stoic principle. Death is nothing to us, since when we are, it has not come, and when it has, we are not. Literally took away my dread of death, and it has never returned. And then something my so said to me. What is my so? Son? So? Whatever. When we first met, that was also life-changing, but more an ongoing meditation and very Stoic. To get the life you want the life you have. Which indeed is very Stoic, at least in my point of view, but I think it is incredible in general. Like, we all have something, We all were given something. We all, might not be much, might be quite a lot. But in the end, if you really want to have what you have, and if you really want what you have, then your life is gonna be quite amazing. Which, at least in my point of view, and I do want to point that out, it's not about not thriving for more. It's not about that, but it's about, kind of feeling like you have enough. And this is definitely a mental game, as so many things in life. Happiness is indeed also a mental game. And I think it also ties into this. Like, okay, if I believe that I'm having enough, if I believe that whatever I'm having, therefore, is sufficient, then yeah, why should I be angry? Why should I be not happy? Why should I be whatever? Because I have what I need. It is sufficient. So it's really like perspective. It's a mental game and so forth. But it's incredible. Like in very past times, very recent times, I have really indeed recognized that a lot. Like, the mental game is such an important factor for life in the end. I just read that second quote today, strangely calming. I've also always feared death, and this quote definitely helped. I hoped to internalize it more over time. Could you elaborate on the Seneca quote? I'm having a hard time grasping the "we can choose whose children we become" part. Thanks. Yes, I can try, but it may be very subjective. We don't get to say who our parents are, obviously. And if you are stuck like me with terrible people as a mom and a dad, then you can find people you admire to emulate as if they are your parents. In my case, I had loving, wise, kind teachers and sitters who guided me out of my circumstances, which equals I became their quote-unquote child by my own choice. I've also had many authors and artists and activists I admire, and so made the joke after reading this quote from Seneca that I am the love child of Nelson Mandela and Patti Smith. But yeah, I would say so as well. I mean, we can't alter our biological parents. It is what it is. But, why should they impact you? Why should their life impact you? Why should it? Of course, there is going to be some biological similarities. It is what it is, some prepositions. But in the end, you are in charge and you have the ability to change your life. I don't understand the death quote. Is it saying when we are dead, death has not come, and when it has come, we are not dead? Wouldn't it be the opposite? The opposite. Living is death has not come, so no need to worry. And when we are dead, we are not alive, so no worry. So no matter the fuck what happens, we shouldn't be worrying because there's nothing to worry about because you're not dead. And yeah, why should we be feeling something that we're gonna feel in the future, which is anxiety, isn't it? I mean, I think it might be a definition by Seth Godin that I've very recently heard, but worrying about feeling a certain way in the future, or feeling now a certain emotion just because you think that you're going to feel that emotion in the future, doesn't make any sense. But yeah, this too shall pass. Yeah, I think it's also a good one. Comparison is the death of joy. I heard this one as comparison is the thief of joy, which makes more sense to me as it's the comparison which takes away the joy you might have felt about something. Well, no matter what it is what it is. Then other people saying there is nothing to it but to do it. And the second people have two lives, their second life begins when they realize they only have one. Wherever you go, there you are. 100%, this is such a fascinating quote and I ponder it daily. I'm currently living in another country and nothing emphasizes this quote more than when you're a fish out of water. The true essence of you floats to the top. Oftentimes I'm proud of what I find and other times I definitely am not. I've lived in other countries twice in my life and it's absolutely part of why this resonates with me so strongly. You bring yourself with you can't outrun your problems. Yeah, which is kind of a funny thing that I've read about, I think in a book summary, but I actually don't remember. But it's about traveling, and the problem with traveling is that you might be in a different place, but you're still with yourself, and that's a problem because you might think that all the problems that you're having are gonna go away when you're somewhere else, but you're just dragging them with you because you are the problem. Quite. Of course, there's gonna be some different things, especially in relationships and whatever that's gonna make it a bit easier when you're somewhere else. And I've actually also seen that. I mean, experiencing a different place with the person you love is amazing. And it is something that I can just really, do that. If you have the ability to do so, if you can, please do that. Please, 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 please do that. If you're having a loved one, if you're having a spouse and whatever, and you have the ability to travel, at this point in time, it might be a bit difficult. But when you have the opportunity in the future, please, please, please take it. It's been one of my most delightful experiences that I've had in my whole entire life. With my girlfriend at the time being in a different place, and actually, I don't know, it's amazing. It really is, for a week or so, maybe even a few days, but it's amazing. It really is. If it's not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. And the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, just the simplicity of it is so refreshing. Also, quote unquote, I hope nothing, I fear nothing, I am free, by Nikos Kazantzakis. This one hit me the hardest. True freedom in life is the absence of expectation. Yeah, if you don't expect anything, whether it is something good or something bad, you're gonna, life is gonna be amazing. And something that I've also realized, just because I'm talking about life, is if you're having a lot of money, it's obviously, and I mean, it is something that a lot of people have been talking about before, but it's not gonna make you happier, you know? And I've been also, especially yesterday, thinking about like, okay, is work gonna make you happier, you know? And then I thought, well, it might be just a distraction of things. And in the end, I kind of think, and I haven't thought it through completely yet, and I kind of need to work on that. But I think that human connections, which are friendships and relationships in general, these things, they're going to matter in the end, at least in my point of view. I mean, I guess, as I said, I haven't thought it through completely yet. And, there might be some different aspects of things and whatnot. But I think in the end, it is quite going to be relationships that are going to make your life worth living or not, whether they're going to make your life good or not. Because, I don't know. Like, people are amazing. I love people. It is what it is. Nothing matters until you decide it does. I made it up when I was 13 and still live by it. I would like to memorize and start using this myself, thank you. External events isn't your problem, it is about your impression of them. Yes, as I said before, it is all your head. You become dangerous when you learn to control your emotions instead of letting them control you. Memento mori. Unus annus moment, well... I like to see it like this. The past is dreamlike. You experienced it once, but it is not there anymore. Has no substance, therefore. Learn from it and only see it as a dream you used to dream. After a massive difficult semester at college, during which I contemplated suicide, a friend who had gone through a lot more struggles in his life said, "It's not where you are, it's why it's where you make of it. It's what you make of it." He said it with such earnest humility, it was like God moving over the face of the waters. Things changed after that. And I mean, I do want to point out quickly that we all can say something, we all can communicate something. We have, we all have something in our head, in our mind, in our heart that we can communicate that is indeed going to change somebody's life. Whether it is through actually having a podcast, whether it is, by taking care of your family members, your loved ones, whatever it might be. Think about that. I heard this, how you do anything is how you do everything. I hadn't heard this before. Great chat, thank you. It also prompted me to Google a saying, and it led me to this post from Ryan Holiday. Thought I'd pay the inspo forward. Yeah, let's actually, check out something else as well. Remember to take some breaks from social media to focus on your mental health, or just focus on your mental health. I get the whole thing, like social media is bad and whatnot, but focus on your mental health. And if this includes taking breaks from social media, then do so. If not, then don't. I just don't really, want to blame social media for everything. And I kind of feel like that it is the case at this point in time. People are just, blaming social media for everything that happens. But yeah. Today I learned ants sleep by taking about 251 minute naps throughout 251 minute naps throughout that day. It totals just under 5 hours of sleep. This allows them for 80% of their colony to be awake, working, and prepared at any given moment, which is insane. But I mean, if it works for them, and it surely does, then it is amazing. Let's see. You're all God in disguise. Jesus found that out, and they crucified him for saying so. Alan Watts. Hey Europe, how are you liking the popcorn this morning? Is it a reference to snow? I don't know if it is. Today I learned that high use of social media, television, and computers by adolescents is associated with increased depression. However, video gaming is not associated with depression. And there is one study linked, probably, and there is 3,000 other studies that kind of say the opposite. It is original investigation. It is difficult. It really is. But The key points question: what is the association of various types of screen time and depression in adolescents? Findings: in this cohort study of 3,826 adolescents, within-person association based on repeated measures was found between social media and television use with symptoms of depression in adolescents. Meaning, use of social media and television in adolescents may enhance symptoms of depression and should therefore be taken into account when developing preventive methods. I see. I'm not going to go through the study, and since I am not educated at that, I could just read through it and then, yeah, I've read it. But I couldn't give you, I've read it, but I couldn't give you any deeper insight into whether this is actually the truth, whether the study was conducted in a good way or in a bad way or whatever it might be. It's just, yeah, it is just what it is. But very interesting. I mean, there is definitely some benefits to playing games. I'm not gonna lie. There is something to that. And I don't know. Today I learned when Gandhi's wife came down with pneumonia, he denied her penicillin, even though doctors said it would cure her. He insisted the new medicine was an alien substance her body should not take in. She died from it in 1944. Just years later, he took quinine to treat his own malaria. He survived. Well, well. But I mean, it is a Vice.com article, so yeah, just saying. Let's see. Mama's boy with Asperger's looking to grow up. Yeah. Today I learned Jerry Seinfeld is banned from the New York soup stall that he used for the basis of the Soup Nazi episode of Seinfeld. Weeks after the episode aired, Seinfeld went in for lunch and Jeff Olchiganer or something asked him to leave, unhappy with the moniker the show had given him. Well, yeah. With that being said, I'm going to end the episode. I hope that I'm able to share some things and talk about some things that were of purpose and or of value to you. And yeah, I'm going to see you next time. Please stay fresh. Please take care of yourself and your family members. And then, yeah, I'm going to see you next time. So, bye-bye.